Today we're doing my January roundup where we look at all of the beauty products I completed, all of the ones that I purchased, and then we're going to talk about what products were my favorite during the month of January. My hair is honestly, it's a little bit of a disaster. I gave up, okay? And I will be taking no questions at this time. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start first with my empties. I only have a little thing of empties here. If you enjoy empties, I actually just recently put up 5 months of empties where I go over everything that I used up since August, I think. I will link that for you here and down below. So these are just the things that I completed during the month of January. First, I have a Bedhead Masterpiece Hairspray Extra Strong Hold. Hairspray is not a huge part of my routine. I don't use a ton of it, but when I do use it, I want it to hold. And this one absolutely holds. I think I picked this up at Ulta a couple of years ago along with one other bottle. It was a duo. And I think I gave the second bottle to my daughter, although I know I gave it to her, but I may have stolen it back. It may be around here somewhere. In any case, I might still have some of this floating around somewhere in the house. This took me probably a good 2 years to finish, but she is finally empty. I finished a few little skincare minis. This is the Defense Toner from Dr. Lilifan. This is supposed to be for acne-prone skin, which mine is sometimes. My skin gets a little temperamental for the year after I have a baby. This actually came in an Ipsy bag, and I have been using it for a couple of weeks. I actually really enjoyed this. I don't know if I enjoyed it enough to pay $40 for a full-size bottle, but it was nice while I was using it. I also finished a little mini of the Clean It Zero Cleansing Balm. I got a sample pack of various different types of this. This is the pore clarifying one, although to be honest, I don't know that I really see a difference between them, but I actually got quite a few uses out of this. It was rolled into my Throwback 30 project pan. I think I got 9 uses out of this little tiny tub, and that's probably because I wasn't using it all over my face. I was kind of saving it just to remove eye makeup, and it did the job really well. I have owned a full size of the vanilla before, and something tells me that I will own it again. Then I also finished this little mini of the Tier Ceramic Cream, the light version. Okay, it's not completely finished. There's like one use left in this little jar, and I will be using it tonight. And since it is technically still January when I'm filming this, I'm going to go ahead and count that as a January empty. This came in a package of their Milky Toner that I have also been using and enjoying. This is a really nice hydrating moisturizer. I think it might, even the light version might be a little too much for me during the summertime, but now in the winter when I do have some little dry patches on my skin, particularly here around my mouth, this has been really nice. Then I have 2 makeup empties. One of them you may have seen recently in my 50 Shades of Black Project Pan update, and it is my Sigma, I don't even know what it's called, Sigma, it's their eye base, and this is in the shade Earth, and all the text is rubbed off, so I don't know exactly what they call it, but it's their primer. It's all done. This is actually really very nice, and I do intend to purchase another one. I think I will probably go for a shade up. This one is a little bit darker than my skin tone, which isn't necessarily a bad thing because I would also sometimes use this as kind of a matte one and done. However, when I prime my eyes, I do like to go all the way up onto the brow bone, and I think a lighter color would be better for that because then I won't have a brow bone that's a couple shades darker than my skin. That's not the look I'm going for. So really enjoyed this product and will probably purchase another one. Last, we have another product from my 50 Shades of Black Project Pan. I finished this after I filmed my last update, so you will not have seen this. This is my IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Pores Poreless Finish Airbrush Powder. This actually had a little sifter in here, but I had to take that out in order to get the last little bits of it. This is a very nice, very lightweight mattifying powder. This is the second one of these that I have gone through. I have also used the pressed version. I do not think I will purchase it again, however, because I've just found other powders that I prefer. So yeah, I have loved this for a long time, but I don't think I'll be picking up another one of these. I am, however, very glad to have finished it up. Now let's take a look at all the beauty products I purchased during the month of January. You would think after the wild month I had last month, I kind of blew my beauty budget last month and maybe the month before, you'd think that I would have gotten it all out of my system. But I saw a couple of things at TJ Maxx that I could not pass up. And there's one other product here that honestly, I think I may have ordered it in December, but I think it arrived in January. So we're going to go ahead and count that as a January purchase. So I picked up some skincare. I have a couple of other cleansers that I'm working on, but they're getting kind of near to the bottom. So I was willing to pick up another one in the meantime. Cleanser isn't really something that I want to run out of and not have at any point. So I saw this little duo on the shelf at TJ Maxx. It is the Vanilla Zero. I told you that I had a feeling that I was going to own this in the future, and here we are. I'm psychic or something. This is their cleansing balm. It's just their original one, which I have owned before, and this is their foaming cleanser. And together this makes a really nice double cleanse. I'm trying to remember how much I paid for it. I know that I wrote it down. I have a new beauty book, like a journal. It's like a bullet journal for each year. And I have one for January, obviously. And I'm pretty sure I wrote it down in there, but I wasn't able to find it before filming. So I think this cost me about $16, which is a really nice price for both of these products. And because I just need to have more cleanser, I guess, I saw this on their clearance shelf and could not pass it up. Listen, I'm already susceptible to a good sale, but if it's a good sale of a product I enjoy and I know I will eventually use up, it's just, how can I say no? This is the Innisfree Volcanic Pore Cleansing Foam. This is such a nice cleanser. I'm working on another tube. Do we call this tube? I guess. I'm working on another one of these in my 50 Shades of Black project pan. That one is, I want to say, about 50% gone, after which point I will probably move on to these. So this one is a little further down the line. Listen, guys, it was only $5 for something I really enjoy. And at what point am I going to stop washing my face? So I went ahead and picked this one up as well. Last is the only makeup product that I purchased during the month of January. This is from Heart%. This is a brand that I saw Jessica from Red Girl Reviews. She's much fairer than I am, but she often talks about specifically cool tone products, not just cool tone products that are cool on neutral or warm skin tones, but cool tone products that are actually cool on cool undertones. That's a little harder to come by. I have been so influenced by her. She recommended the brand Heart%. It's a Korean brand that I have been getting off of Amazon, but I'm pretty sure you can get it off of a couple of other places like Stylevana or YesStyle. I now have, I want to say, 3 of their lip gloss / stains. I have one of their lip liners. Wait. Okay, I realize this is not the product I picked up in January. This is the one. I already owned this one. This is like a slim, it's like a slim lipstick is what it is, or a very, very fat, chunky lip liner. I do feel like Korean brands have their issues when it comes to shade range, but I also feel like they understand a light, cool tone just better than anybody else. So this one, which I picked up back in December, it's this beautiful kind of dusty mauve color, which you know that I love. I enjoyed this so much that I wanted to pick up one of their slim lip liners in a slightly deeper shade. So I picked up this. This is their Dote On Mood Lip Pencil Slim. This is their normal lip pencil. This is their slim lip pencil. This is in Mauvish Mood. There it is, swatched next to the original one that I picked up. It's not quite as desaturated as this one is. This has definitely got a hint more of purple in it, which I just really enjoy. I've only used it a few times since I picked it up, but so far, Heart% has no misses for me. I've really enjoyed all of their products that I have tried. Last, I wanted to really quickly go over a few of my favorites from this month. Now, these are not products that I tried for the first time this month. They're not new releases. These are products that I found myself using and really enjoying during the month of January. So first, I'm going to show you my most recent eyeshadow palette purchase. This is the Huda Beauty Icy Nude. I don't know if you guys watched my things I didn't buy in 2024. That was kind of my recap of the low buy I had in 2024. And in it, I mentioned that I had wanted to pick this up when it was released, but I didn't. And that based on the color story, I certainly did not need it. And I was right. I don't need it, but I really like it. I'm wearing this on my eyes today. Listen, okay, I have the Pretty Grunge palette. Maybe I'm going to show you both of them side by side. Okay, the Pretty Grunge palette is one of my favorites. It is just, I feel like it's me in a palette. And you're going to see some overlap here. There's going to be some overlap, but I feel like Icy Nude is like Pretty Grunge's little sister. I enjoy these tones so much. And while yes, I can get a soft everyday look out of this palette here, and I can get a dramatic look out of this one, they each kind of have their strengths, and I feel inspired in a different direction depending on which palette I pull out. So was this a necessary purchase? 100% not. Do I have these tones elsewhere in my collection? Almost certainly. However, I had actually accumulated a number of gift cards toward the end of last year, and I decided to blow it on something that was just fun. And I've really been enjoying this palette since I picked it up. I believe I have a short of me applying that palette. I will link that for you as well if you would like to see that. Another end of the year product, and also from Huda Beauty. There's actually quite a lot of Huda here. This is my Faux Filter Concealer in the shade 2.7N Coconut Flakes. I owned a tube of this back in 2024 and I managed to finish it as part of a project, and I have been missing it ever since. I purchased the Natasha Denona High Glam last year and have been using that since, and it is a very nice concealer. But this one is my favorite, and I've missed it. So along with that palette, I decided to pick up another tube of this, and I'm so over the moon to have this back in my daily rotation. The High Glam is a lovely concealer. It's a little bit creamier and more hydrating than is really necessary for me. This one is just right. It is lightweight. It is self-setting. I almost never go in with powder on this one. It doesn't crease on me throughout the day. It's just an all-around fantastic concealer, and I think I used it every single day I did my makeup during the month of January. So really glad to have that one back. And then I have another Huda purchase. This I think I picked up in November. I actually think I picked this up on my birthday. It was a little birthday present to me. This is one of her lipsticks. This one is it's her Power Bullet in the shade Interview. When I first got this, I thought, oh no, that's going to be a little bit too warm for me. It felt like it would be. There's a hint of warmth in here, particularly in contrast to that one, and it's a little bit more saturated as well. So honestly, the first couple of times I wore it, I wasn't in love with it, but then I found the perfect lip pencil to pair it with, which was also a favorite. I was influenced to pick this up by, I think it's Endicott makeup artist. She's on TikTok, but also posts her videos here on YouTube. She is another creator that talks often about cool tone products. She has raved about this NYX Suede Matte Lip Liner Pencil in the shade Moonwalk. And after watching her apply it, I had to try it, and it has immediately become my favorite lip liner, and I just have not been able to put this down. I've actually come to really love this shade even on its own, but when paired with the Moonwalk lip liner, it is heaven. It is what I'm wearing today. The tone on Moonwalk is fabulous. Actually, I'm going to swatch it for you. That is Moonwalk right there. If you felt like MAC Stone was just too gray and you need a liner that's cool but not just gray, I would pick up the Moonwalk because it's got a lot of purple in it. And as I've said before, I do love me some purple. It's just a fantastic lip liner. If you have a cool tone that's light, medium, or fairer, I would absolutely give this one a try. It's $6. It is definitely worth the buy. Next, I have my Danessa Myricks Blurring Balm Powder in the shade Translucent. Now, it's funny that I'm showing you this right now. If you saw my primer Declutter, I think that actually just went up. I filmed it in early January, but I think it just went up. In that video, I told you that I don't use this during the wintertime. I mean, it is a lifesaver for my oily skin during the summer. In the wintertime, I'm not nearly as oily, and I live in a very dry climate, so I will actually even develop some dry patches during the wintertime. And I was concerned that with how effective this is during the summertime, that it would be too drying on my skin. Most of the other oil controlling primers that I have used, I do find them a little bit drying and probably would not want to apply them to my winter skin. This is not at all. I have not experienced any dryness from this. No, I don't put it all over my face. I mostly just put it through my T-zone, which is where I still get shiny in the wintertime. And this has performed, it's been lovely. It occurs to me that now that I'm using it in the wintertime as well, I'm going to go through this twice as fast, but this is a repurchase, and once I finish this, I will pick it up again. It is the best oil controlling primer I have ever found, and apparently it's not just for oily skin. So if you don't consider yourself particularly oily, but you do have some foundations that get a little shiny on you, this might be the solution. Love this so much. A couple of kind of surprising ones. I have been using the Anastasia Dip Brow. Now, I didn't use this back in the 2016-2017 era when it was particularly popular, and I don't use it in the way it was popular to use it back then to create that ombre brow situation. I have been using this with a very thin angled brush to give me very thin, sharp hair strokes through the brow. It is a very crisp, kind of almost microbladed look in the brow that I don't feel like I can get even with my NYX brow pen. Now, this has absolutely doubled the time it takes for me to do my eyebrows. But on the days that I have a little time to spare, I've really been enjoying the look of this in my brows. A little unexpected, that one. The next one was also kind of an unexpected favorite because I've told you before, I'm not really into highlighter. I have a few of them, but I don't think to reach for it. Well, I have been reaching for this one. This is my Nabla Skin Glazing Glass Skin Finish Glow Powder. This is just such a beautiful, lightweight, smooth highlighter. Ah, that's gorgeous. It's gold, but not too gold, just the right amount of warmth. I've found that even though I have a cooler undertone, I do prefer a slightly warm highlight over an icy one. So this is just a beautiful highlighter, and I've had it forever, and I just go through highlighters so slowly because I wear it so infrequently. However, I have been using this quite a bit since I rolled it into my deck of panning back in January. And I don't know, I might be entering my highlighter era. I was not using highlighter back in 2016, so I don't know. Maybe I'm 10 years late on this bandwagon. But here I am reaching for and enjoying highlighter, and this is a really, really nice one. So those are all the products that I was just really loving and going back to over and over during the month of January. And that is my January roundup. Thank you so much for spending this time with me, and I will see you in the next one.